The Jewish state may have only been established in 1948 after the horrors of World War II and the Holocaust, but Jewish immigration to the land of Israel started long before that. The first Aliyah took place nearly 5 decades prior to Theodor Herzl and political Zionism. In the late 1800s, around 250,000 Jewish immigrants, mainly from Russia and Yemen, arrived. These newcomers set up rural settlements, or moshavot, which today have developed into major cities. The second Aliyah came in the early 1900s and was almost exclusively made up of Russian Jews. Many of the near 40,000 new immigrants were fleeing anti-Semitism and anti-Jewish riots known as pogroms back home. Inspired by socialism and Jewish nationalism, they started the first communal living, or kibbutzim, in Israel and revived much of the Hebrew language. The third Aliyah is considered a continuation of the second and came after World War I. Of the 35,000 immigrants, more than half were from Russia, followed by a large population of Polish and other East European Jews. They founded labor and defense organizations and strengthened agriculture and construction industries. The fourth Aliyah marked a shift from these pioneers to shopkeepers and artisans, with an influx of middle-class families, mostly from Poland and Hungary, who wanted to escape rising anti-Semitism. The rise of Adolf Hitler in the early 1930s saw the fifth Aliyah move from a trickle to a flood of new immigrants. Around 250,000 European Jews settled in Mandate Palestine. Some of them came across illegally after the British imposed restrictions on Jewish immigration as a result of increasing anger and violence in the Palestinian Arab community. Nevertheless, at the start of World War II, Jews made up some 40% of the population. In 1948, Israel officially became an independent Jewish state, ushering in a new wave of Aliyah. Immediately following its inception, 650,000 Jews from Arab nations sought shelter in the newfound Jewish state. Not long after, thousands of Ethiopian Jews were rescued from Sudan, marking 2 major waves of Aliyah. A massive airlift known as Operation Moses flew nearly 8,000 Ethiopian Jews from Sudan to Israel in the 80s, followed by another operation in 1991, bringing 14,000 Ethiopian Jews. Meanwhile, the collapse of the Soviet Union allowed nearly 1 million Russian Jews to find a new home in Israel, increasing Israel's population by 20%. Today, Russian Jews continue to flock to Israel, as Russia's offensive on Ukraine has ushered a new wave of Aliyah from both war-torn countries, with more than 55,000 Jews coming to Israel in 2022 alone. The mass immigration over the past 75 years was made easier by the Law of Return, which the Knesset signed into law in 1950, granting Jews all over the world the right to Israeli citizenship. All of these different people have been shaping Israel, continuing a legacy of Jewish immigration and making the country a unique, united state with Jews from all over the world.